Markov remembering to buff up. Don't want to forget that. Wait until the last 50 seconds. Smart. Want to make sure that instance doesn't end by the end of the war. If you're going into war, make sure you use that instance around the last minute so it ticks for as long as possible. Let's get it going, guys. 30 seconds. Do some stretches. Hydro homie check. When I get my emotes, that's going to be Willy Water. We got 20 seconds, guys. You see Tio, you see Rexy, you see the Sackmaster Eugene over there, always dropping them. Mikey, Doug, Good Bruiser, Maelstrom. This is a stacked roster, but let's see what GG OPR can do. Markov making the call to go over to the gate or remembering to buy haste pots. Haste pots, yes. We've all been there. We got 1 minute. We're going out the gate. Let's go. Let's see what the attack strategy does. Let's see if they go to the side points or if they full commit to a B play. Let's take a look. Right now, Moderate just fanning out. Looks like there's about 20-25 GG OPR in the front, and that's already a big clump. And wow, you can already see 2 or 3 of GG OPR dying right off the bat. That's not what you like to see. It doesn't look like this push might be able to do much, and it looks like they got caught in the ice wall, and 2 more rematch going down. Deuce looking like he's about to take a deuce on the floor, and he is going down as well. And you can see there's a little bit of A pressure, but those people that just ran out to B just kind of got wiped extremely fast. A are already about 5-10%. Now, since the B point wasn't able to get much pressure from the attackers, Moderate Expectations should comfortably go over to A and clear these guys. We'll see how it goes. A point's ticking to about 20-25%. And now look, you can see the people at B were able to rotate over here. And now GG OPR is going to get overwhelmed. They're going to get overwhelmed because B point didn't have enough agency. So since B point didn't have enough agency, they didn't do anything. They just went out and died. This A push doesn't mean anything because they're just going to clear them off in time. So right now you can see Markov just beasting them, doing as much damage as he can and pushing them off the point. Right now though, because defenders had to push over to A side to stop the A push, B starts ticking. B is at about 5%, 10%. It's slowly ticking up. The defenders need to ward off these people at A side quick enough so they can rotate to B. But B is still ticking, and you can see C is starting to tick. So now the attackers, using the advantage of pulling them over to the A side, makes it to where B is ticking and so is C. If I was a betting man, I would say that C is the main target here. It's to get these guys to go from A to focus B, but the real goal might be C. So we'll see how it goes. Defenders, knowing that they have to go in and get these kills real fast, they're trying to clear the guys at A so they can comfortably go to B and C. Because look, yes, the call, get to B, guys. We need to start clearing B point. A point, don't worry about it. The guys straggling left over there might get some ticks, but we have to clear these guys off the point. And as you can see, Markov trying to get over here, gonna try and look at that grab wall. That's huge. You need to layer it with some ice. Yes, there he goes. He tries to go into layer. He's going to throw some fireballs. He's going to do some big AoE here, damage here, just like fire mages do, burnout, chunking people, and you got a big fight on the point that B is ticking in the attacker's favor. B is ticking about 60%, but it looks like it might be stalling for a second. You can see a big clump right there. You can see a big clump right there, and it looks like attackers going down. A point starting to tick. C has kind of been staggering over there about 20-25% for about the last minute. Not really much influence going on over there. Must just be a couple point teams. Markov doing a good job of ending these people, but there are ticks on all points right now. They're ticking at A, they're ticking at B, they're ticking at C. You're spreading the defenders a little thin. They're having to make the calls. Now that you're spawning on the floor, you're having to make the calls of where do you want your respawns. That's what the calls are going to be right now. And look, A point ticking to 50%. But if you leave for A, then you might give up B. And look, you can even see Markov is like, what's going to happen over there at B? Because right now you're telling your guys, hey, we have to clear A, but B is ticking to about 60. You have to clear these guys fast. If you're a defender, if you're a mage, you're trying to pump these guys fast. You want to get them off the point because you have to clear these guys and then you have to run back to B. B is still getting a little bit of ticks here and there. It's at about 60-65%. A point at about 60%. And it looks like B is continuing to tick up. The bruisers here need to just charge in as hard as they can and get as much kills as they can. B ticking to about 75. A's ticking to about 50. Guys, this is a tug and war right now. They have defenders. Look, they're doing good on the rotates though, but they need to get to that B quick. If you're a defender, you do not want to lose this B point. They need to get there, and you can see a lot of the defenders starting to make a move. It looks like they're warding the attackers off the point. C point's ticking as well though. It looks like A ticks will be going down. Big clump on this war camp side, and you can see a lot of the attackers clumping on the fort side, and it looks like they're getting caught a little bit. C point still ticking to about 40%. B point is at about 75, 80, but it's stable. Attackers not able to get past that 80%, and it looks like the call from the attackers is focus the point. If they focus too hard, they're going to clump themselves, but it looks like B is ticking to about 85%. They need to start, defenders need to start getting some kills here. Where do your respawns go? If you're dying right now as a defender, you're terrified. Look at all that influence on all these points. Where do you send your respawns comfortably? You're not comfortable sending them anywhere. B is ticking to about 85%. A ticking to about 85%, 90%. Are they about to get double capped? Moderate Expectations might get double capped here, and they did. Moderate Expectations just got double capped. A and B go down. C is at about 15% already, and this is good. You can see that sea of red, the wave of red running over to this C point, knowing that they have the momentum right now. They have the momentum. GG OPR coming out strong in the first 5 minutes. They have the momentum to get onto this point. They're going to do it. They have 5 minutes. They got to try and use it, but that's a big clump on the fort side. They have to be careful, though. Now, we have seen in the last couple days, in the last week or so since I've been shoutcasting here, we have seen a lot of situations where you get the first 2 points fairly quickly, but then it comes down to this long slog on the last point. Markelov going down for his first death. We got 10 seconds left in the game, or 10 seconds left on this respawn. You can see all those clumps, and it looks like GG OPR losing that clump fight. Defenders trying to ward them off, make sure to fight around the point. They're not taking the point right now. No point to clump on the point, so you might as well fight around. Right now, Markelov respawning. Defenders can take a breath for a second, get a sense of organization on this C point, and try to make sure that GG OPR doesn't make a fool out of them. Moderate Expectations has held this territory for a long time, and if I recall, before the nerfs on the respawns for defense, when I came in, they were making jokes about how they needed more competition, and here they go, Markelov flying right into that grab, trying to win this clump fight. That's what that's for. You want to try your best to win the clump fight. Ice goes down. Right now, GG OPR swarming the point. They're fighting everywhere. Moderate Expectations looking a tad scrambled. Markelov doing a good job of getting a lot of damage down, but Moderate Expectation need to start focusing on this point. GG OPR doing a good job. You can see respawns coming in from the fort side for Moderate Expectations. They're looking and trying to get on the point right now. C point taking to about 30%, 35%. Right now, you got to be careful. You got to be careful of your Moderate Expectations, but also GG OPR does not want to get caught by any of these grabs and ice. Look at all that ice on that point. It is disgusting. It is disgusting how much ice is on that point right now. 50%. 50%. C is at 50% right now for GG OPR, and they're coming out strong. With only being 7 minutes in this game, having the final point at about 60, 70% right now is a good showing. The respawns aren't even that long right now. So for defenders going out, you only have about 15-second respawns, and C points already ticking at about 75%. GG OPR coming out strong right now. Moderate Expectations needs to try and get some clumps. They need to try and create some situations, but it doesn't look like they can. C ticking to about 90%, and GG OPR is just showing Moderate Expectation what it's about. They cannot get on this point. They're just warding them off, and at 8 minutes in, guys, we are already at a fort fight. It's a fort fight already at 8 minutes in. GG OPR coming in strong, guys. Holy shit. This is a battle. Now, right now, if you're Moderate Expectations, you are sweating. You were like, oh my God, are we about to lose Brightwood? We've had this forever. You do not want to lose it. The comms, you got to cool down. You got to focus up. You have 22 minutes in this fort, guys. You have to focus up here. A gate already going down. Markelov going down like the A gate. We got 20 seconds on the respawn, and you can see they have a group of people trying to get the gate. Right now, if you're attackers, you love this situation. You have 20 minutes to play with this fort fight. Take the gates down. Take a sip of your drink, take a hit of the durry, do whatever, chill out, because you got 20 minutes. You have a whole lot of time to be focusing on this fort fight. But if you're defenders, you're scrambling right now. You want to make sure people get some repair parts. You want to make sure that they get ready to try and repair these gates. We've seen in wars, gates repaired in the middle of a fight can be make or break it, and it is very important. Right now, the back gate's looking to be the only gates up. You have all the side gates up, but I would assume that if you're GG OPR, you don't really care right now to go in. You can see all of them, for the most part, posturing outside the fort. They want to make sure all the gates are down first. All the gates need to be down first before you can create any real pressure in the fort, because you need to know that they can come from any side. If you just have the front gates open without the back gates, it makes it to where the shot callers and all of the defending cast doesn't have to worry about the back gates. And look at that huge clump there, guys. Ice layered on it. Right now, you're going to see a tug of war right here. And it looks like GG OPR is making the conscious decision to just wait. And now they did. They tried to bait out the Gravwell and it worked. The Gravwells were baited out. They let it go and then they charged in. And look, they're charging right for these respawns over here on the A shop side. And look, the point's ticking a little bit. Right now they're using the A point force to try and focus the point while they're focusing the A side respawns. This is very smart. You have fights all over. We're only 10 minutes in, and if this is looking scary for Moderate Expectations, the 4 point is already at about 15%. It's going up fast. GG OPR might be saying, GG Moderate Expectations, this is too easy. It's at about 40%. Moderate Expectations need to start winning some team fights right now, and it looks like they made the charge to get on the point. As you can see, Moderate Expectations starting to tick it back down, but this is a brawl. Attackers love situations like this. They don't have any semblance of organization. Right now, defenders are scrambling, but look, defenders trying to make a valiant effort to get some grab kills, get some big clumps, but right now, GG OPR is just showing these guys what it's about. 19 minutes left in this game, guys. Can Moderate Expectation hold this? The influence goes back down, and GG OPR making a conscious decision to not go too crazy. You still see a lot of their players there, but if you can imagine, there's probably a little bit more clumping outside the gates and grouping and gathering. It doesn't look like there's too many stragglers. They're doing a good job, Moderate, and look, they're going back out the gate. It looks like they're trying to wait for the respawn. This is smart. Rivers goes down. Bruiser goes down. Markelov trying to just find somewhere he can stand without getting shot. And it looks like there's a big fight on the back of this point right here near the respawns. GG OPR is looking at the respawns and a lot of blue skulls going down. It looks like Moderate Expectation able to save the C shop side. C shop's respawns were saved, so they feel comfortable going to look at the point. So they are trying to push into the fort point because the respawns was a little bit saved by their team. The people alive on Moderate Expectations, defenders in this point, if you can make sure that your respawns are not getting camped, then that is your best situation. The worst situation from a lot of attackers, what you want to do is you want to go in and you can see, if you guys can see along the wall, they're trying to control the respawns. You want to control the respawns. You want to make it to where as soon as they respawn, you can just kill them as soon as they spawn. So they're sitting with about a 40-45 second respawn timer. And look at that clump. That's a fantastic pillar of fire there, trying to do some damage to him, trying to finish off the kills. And it looks like one person does go down. Markelov getting hard focused by Scooty Bum. What a name. He is getting beat down with his hatchet. Markelov not able to escape that, man. It looks like Scooty is just berserking out of there. He's running out. Let's see how it goes. We got 17 minutes and 50 seconds. As you can see, attackers focusing the respawn. Markelov able to get out in time. Can they get these wipes? See, attackers perfect at this position. They knew that the respawns came up and you saw 3 guys with 3 separate grabs here. They're doing a good job. Attackers don't even care about the points right now. They want to make sure that the defenders can't respawn. 17 minutes and 30 seconds. And right now, GG OPR is doing a fantastic job. 17 minutes, guys. You can see some clumps on the point. GG OPR needs to maybe take a second and be like, okay, guys, we need to make sure we are coordinated. You don't want to get baited into the trickle-in effect of attack right here on the fort. You can see a little bit of influence going up, but it drops right back down. A big clump of the attackers on the fort point. And they might be clumping a little bit too early. We'll have to see. It doesn't look like GG OPR has too many people. You can see a lot of them are going down. Moderate Expectations doing a good job in that clump fight. And it looks like Moderate Expectations you can see on the map. Look up there, guys. A and D go up. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier with the repair parts. If you can repair the gates mid-war, then it makes it to where when they were so used to going in on a gate side, now they don't have that advantage. Now they spawn and they're like, oh shit, this gate's up. I gotta attack this gate for the next 2 minutes. So now they can only come through B, C, and 1 back gate. So this is very good for Moderate Expectations. You should see a situation where GG OPR attackers are struggling to get really any footing, and now you can see more blue in the base. More blues able to run around and kind of pick their fights, not so much just fighting it willy-nilly wherever they have to. You can see that. So AK goes back down. It bought them 30 seconds to a minute of retrieval, able to just take a breather and see where the fights are happening, where are they grouping up. And you can see it looks like GG OPR is coming in through the A gate. I don't know what is up with these numbers or letters right now. I think they're a little bit backwards. This is normally the C side, I believe, unless I'm tripping. But I'm pretty sure this is C side. This is a bug right now. Jeffrey Bezos, stop waxing your bald head and you need to fix these bugs. What is this? You see a big clump of GG OPR grouping outside of B gate. B gate is grouping right now. They're making the call to start trying to have control over this wall right now, which is a good call. You want to try and get control of the fort. You want to try and get control of the walls. You don't want to sit around and just let the defenders stack up there. Let their mages, let their healers go up here. And look, they're doing a good job. They're being hesitant. They know they got 15 minutes left. They had a fantastic first half. The first half is done. Their first half was great. They got 3 points very fast. But they know that to get this fort, you have to stay focused. If you do not stay focused, then you're going to lose the fort fight. The fort fight and the final point makes or breaks attackers. So we're going to see if GG OPR has what it takes. It looks like they're taking a second to regroup and focus where they want to go and how they want to approach the situation, which is very smart. This is one of the benefits about taking points so early, and it looks like they're making the call to go in. You can see GG OPR pushing through the B gate and pushing through the C gate, and it looks like they're making a big force to get to the point, but they got to be careful up top. Markelov just free firing. They have no agency. GG OPR has no agency of these walls, so the mages and healers can sit up here and do whatever they want. Not too worried. Moderate Expectations holding both gates. Not a single gate got through by the looks of it. It looks like GG OPR tried to have people come in through the B and the A gate. And look at this though. They have a good group of people over here camping the C respawns, but as you can see, they're getting caught in a grab. Are they going to have enough backup here to stop them from dying? They're trying to look at the respawns. Let's see who wins this clump fight, guys. Markelov able to free fire up here on this banister. You can see the point starts ticking at about 5%. GG OPR is making the call. We killed him a little bit on the respawns. We got to start taking the point. You can see some of the skulls going down. You see some red skulls dropping. You see Zufi. You see Drylet back here. It looks like they're grouping on this point. GG OPR making the call to focus the point. You got about 15 influence on that point. Right now, defenders have to start thinking how to start winning these clump fights. It looks like the point is ticking down a little bit, and that's a good burnout in all of these casters. Casters are going to be feeling the heat. Markelov putting a lot of pressure on the people that were keeping those guys on the point alive. And you saw him and another person, I didn't catch the name, but did a fantastic job at that. And now those guys got to try to go in there and get some agency on the point. But it looks like some blue skulls going down. Moderate Expectation, kind of tug and warring this point. It's a battle. It's a battle in this fort. You got 50 people on each side trying to claim this for their company, trying to say that no, Moderate Expectations, like no, this is our territory. We've held this forever. You cannot take it. GG OPR is saying you are giving this to us. This is ours. This is not yours anymore. This is Syndicate. This is purple, and you are not allowed to have it. Moderate Expectations able to ward them off still. 12 minutes left in this point, but you can see Moderate Expectations doesn't really have any influence on the gates. But look at that. A and E gate go up again. This is going to be about another 30 seconds to a minute of breathing room for Moderate Expectations, doing a fantastic job at focusing on repairing the gates. So the A side in that back gate is not a worry point anymore. You can just kill the people around the point. You don't have to worry about that side. Right now, Markelov, it looks like they're clearing off the side. See, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. These guys, JS Trouble, he's in the chat a lot. Big shout out, but JS Trouble over here, he is in trouble. That gate behind him is now repaired. He can't just walk out the gate and get out of there. And you can see C gate goes up as well. You have 3 gates up. You only have 2 gates open. You have 11 minutes left. Right now, Moderate Expectations doing a fantastic job of holding GG OPR off with repairing these gates. GG OPR needs to start thinking about having maybe a ranger, whether it's a musket player or a bow player or somebody needs to start making sure that these guys can't just repair these gates for free. And big wipes are going down on GG OPR down there. Markle all the mages. You can see a healer over here to his left, able to do whatever they want on this wall. They're just free firing. They're doing what they want. There's nothing on this wall right now for GG OPR. You can see C gate is going back down, or well, A gate, thanks Bezos. A gate is going back down, and now they're going in right now. They're trying to make a floodgate happen. They're trying to say, we are back in your fort. You cannot keep repairing this thing, but they got Bob the Builder on their side. Moderate Expectation has Bob the Builder, and they say, can we do it? Yes, we can. They are fixing these gates, and they're doing a fantastic job at it. You have about 10 minutes left. Markov just free firing on this fort. You need to get some pressure on this fort. You see, look at these casters over here for Moderate. They're just staying up there. They're just hanging out. They're like, hey, it's free real estate, baby. They're just hanging out up here. But look at that. You can see GG OPR is more worried about the respawns on the shops. And it looks like they might be losing that clump fight. And that's not what you want in this situation. You need to be winning those clump fights. If you don't have agency above the fort point, then you need to be winning the respawn fights where you're trying to send all your guys, and if you're not, you're going to lose. And guys, we only have 10 minutes left, but it has been an absolute banger. These two companies showing up, and as you can see, there is Bob the Builder fixing that B gate. He's trying to make sure that gets fixed so they can't come through, man. These guys are coming through. Moderate Expectation doing a good job here. And GG OPR needs to regroup. These stragglers, these people going in one by one, they need to regroup right now. A fort fight cannot be won by the 1v1s or in the small fights and the trickle-in effect. You need to be calculated and coordinated. Laying waste into this clump right now. Burnout goes out. It looks like GG OPR is trying to focus around the point, but I don't see a coordinated effort. It looks like both the back gates are up, right? Yeah, both back gates are up, guys. So they can only come through the front gates. This is good. And look at that huge wipe. Moderate Expectations able to have defenders holding this. Auburnix, thank you for the follow. Is appreciated. We got 9 minutes left in this game, guys. Let's see how it goes. It looks like GG OPR might be stalling on this fort. They had a fantastic showing, but they are struggling. Yak, thank you so much for the follow. It is appreciated. We got 8 minutes and 40 seconds. The back gates, not really a problem. They are not down. So Moderate Expectation is able to use that as breathing room. Zection, thank you so much for the follow, brother. We are 8 minutes left in this game, and GG OPR coming out strong, but proving that they are stalling a little bit. Right now, let's take a breather. You can see one of the back gates going down. Volkun, thank you so much for the follow. One of the back gates going down right now. GG OPR, the comms gotta be, guys, we can't keep doing this. I said this as soon as they got in the fort fight, and A gate goes up. A gate goes up right before GG OPR makes a call to get on the point. And this is good. They're pressuring the healers off the point, but it looks like the point is ticking at about 5 or 10%. And look, Mark doing a good job at making sure that these guys can't just stand in the doorway and heal all their bruisers that are on the point. This is what you need to do. You need to make sure that they can't just sit there and free cast. If everybody's focusing the point, then who's focusing the guys around it? And this is a good example of target selection. Target selection is strong right here. Right now, a lot of GG OPR is dying in the B gate. Big groups. You can tell there's got to be a call for a regroup, and this is why they're trying to leave. This is why all of GG OPR right now, attackers trying to leave this fort, they need to start thinking about having a coordinated push in. I said it at the beginning of the fort fight that they have to be careful. They have to be careful. They can't just start trickling in. You're not just going to be able to go in and get a couple kills and think, oh, this is easy. Fort fights are hard. Everything, the respawns, you have to make sure you kill them. You got to kill the defenders at a good respawn time. You need to get big clump kills at a good time. And that's what's important right now. You need to think of whenever you get the wipes, you need to get the clump kill, and then you need to try to envision about when you need to kill them again, where you need to focus their respawns. And GG OPR not able to get through this B gate. No agency on the point. We only got 6 minutes and 40 seconds left with a big showing in the first half. They need to start doing something a little bit better on this Fort play. Their Fort play is showing right now, and the Fort is starting to show what makes and breaks some of these companies. We'll see how it goes. They have a lot of time left. I would say 6 minutes and 30 seconds, enough to have a couple solid pushes in you, but you need to call for a regroup. These guys going in, I mean, I don't see the full picture, but these guys going in right now, I'd hope that there's enough pressure somewhere else, but I'm not seeing it, man. I'm not seeing it. Everybody going in right now, I feel like you should not be doing that. You need to just wait for the full call. I see about maybe 15 GG OPR in there, and it looks like they're all focused in the back of the point, but wow, look at those blue skulls going down. That is actually a whole lot for Moderate Expectations. That was the play the whole time, was to focus the point, get them to clump on the point, and GG OPR is pulling the trigger. They're pulling the trigger. The regroup happened, and they're pulling the trigger. Look at all the people on the point. The point taking it about 50%. And can they do it? What's the respawn on the defenders? The respawn on the defenders has to be huge. The defenders need to make the call. Is it right now? Point forward, ticking to about 80%. And just like that, guys, GG OPR just took Brightwood from Moderate Expectations. GG OPR out of nowhere. You thought, where were they? They weren't taking this. And out of nowhere, they proved us wrong. They ran in. They focused the back of that point and took it just like that. It's just that easy, guys.